Now, I've divided it into 3 parts, and you're familiar with these parts. Number 1 is training, showing somebody how the business works. Here's the job and how to do it. In simple language, training. Here's the next one, teaching. Teaching someone how life works. I fortunately met a man when I was 25 years old that taught me both job skills and life skills. He gave me excellent training on how to do the job. I became a millionaire by the time I was 31, from age 25. So he taught me well. But the greatest thing he taught me was life skills. Not just the business skills, but the life skills. He taught me how to set goals. He taught me how to become a leader. Taught me how to influence. He taught me time management. Here's one of the greatest keys on time management, if you're ready. For your notes, don't start the day until you have it finished. Building a good day is like building a house. When would you start building the house? Could someone bring me my cup of coffee? When would you start building a house? Okay, in following my little analogy here, you wouldn't start building the house until you had it finished. Oh, and my coffee's leaving. Okay. So you wouldn't start building a house until you had it finished. If you're just out there laying bricks and somebody says, "What are you building?" You say, "I have no idea." See, they'll come and take you away, right? Take you away to a safer place. So don't start the day until you have it finished. A good plan for constructing a good day. Here's one that's a little tougher. Don't start the week until you have it finished. And even tougher, but the payoff is great. Don't start the month until you have it finished. This is the extraordinary gift that humans have, the ability to finish it first, then start it. It's like turning nothing into something. What are the elements of turning nothing into something? Only humans can do this. Here they are. Number 1, imagination. Imagine the possibilities. It's hard to say imagination is not something. It's just that it's not tangible imagination. It's not a table, tangible. But it is powerful imagination. Thank you. That little journey saved my life. So imagination, imagine the possibilities. Here's the next step of turning nothing into something. Believe that it's possible for you. A little phrase says, with faith, all things are possible. Without faith, nothing's possible. If there's one thing to pray for, that's probably it. Faith to believe. 1, to imagine. Number 2, faith to believe. What would make us believe? Testimonials? Someone finishes a dramatic testimonial. Here's where I started, when I was 18 years old. Here's where I am today. And then they finish by saying, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. Come on. Right? I started just like you. I read the first book. I went to the first class. I made the first decision to start the process of change. That's how we get inspired. 1, to imagine. 2, to believe. Then here's number 3. Go to work and make it real. How to turn nothing into something. That's how this complex of buildings got here. Someone saw them when the property was vacant. You say, well, how can you see something that isn't there? Well, if someone can't see it when it isn't here, it will never be here. And some people can see it so clearly, they could give you the artist's rendering and say to you, this is the building. You say, no, it doesn't exist. Say, yes, it really does. In thought, in mind, in imagination. Then to believe that it's possible for you. then simply go to work. That kind of teaching, that kind of training, right? The management of your time, the management of your money. I've been teaching now all these years the 70, 10, 10, and 10 on the management of your money. A lady not long ago told me she was in real estate. I said, how many properties do you own? She said, no, Mr. Rohn, I sell real estate. I said, let me ask the question one more time. How many properties do you own? She said, not any. So here's what I said. If you sell real estate, you make a living. If you buy real estate, you make a fortune. I've averaged building a couple of homes a year up in Idaho, where I grew up. I still have the old family farm, southwest Idaho, overlooking the Snake River. I'm in the path of progress, so a couple of homes every year. Let me tell you one of the incredible real estate stories. 13 years ago, Ron Wagenhals up in Carmel, California, said, Mr. Rohn, I have this neat little condo, downtown Carmel, where I know you want to live. I said, yes, I do. And he said, it's really small, but it's right there, downtown, 1 bedroom. And he said, I want $80,000 for it. I said, nobody's gonna pay $80,000 for this tiny little, if you weighed 200 pounds, you couldn't get in the shower. I mean, this is a real tiny place. I happened to be in Carmel about 5 or 6 weeks ago. Someone says, you might be surprised to know Ron Wagenhall's condo is still up for sale. And I hadn't looked at it before. I said, would you like to see it? It's just here a couple of blocks. I said, yes. I went and looked at it. Up 3 flights of stairs, this little tiny place, $650,000. So, Ron Wagenhals has thanked God every night before he goes to sleep that Jim Rohn did not buy this condo from him. Speaking of real estate, I have a home in Phoenix at the Biltmore, Arizona Biltmore complex. The last 2 houses before you arrive at the golf course, the country club, on lots. This is not 10 acres, 20 acres, on lots. The one back of the one that's right at the country club is $8 million, and the one right next to the country club is $15 million. Unbelievable. So all of you know all those stories, right? We should have not just sold real estate, we should have bought real estate. Dan McBride had a great idea all those years ago. Jot this one down. This is good. Don't buy the second car till you bought the second house. It's not cars that make you rich. It's houses that make you rich. I taught this in Mexico. Sarah Alfaro picked it up 10 years ago. The 70, 10, 10, and 10. And she not only does it, she teaches it. Now she makes about, I don't know, $35,000, $40,000 a month down in Mexico, which is a lot of money in Mexico. Sarah calls me the other day and said, Mr. Rohn, I'm going shopping today for my 3rd car. I said, well, congratulations, Sarah, because I've just finished paying for my 3rd house. Speaking of real estate. Anyway, where was I before I got off on that wild trip up to Carmel, California, where my grandchildren live? Okay, teach investing. Earning money makes you a living. Investing money makes you rich. We teach kids now not to have a savings account, because it's not savings that makes you rich. We teach kids to have an investment account. Right? It's investments that make you rich. It should be the goal of every American someday to be financially independent. I remember reaching that all those years ago. Here's what my father taught: debt-free, financially independent. Here's why. When you reach that point, you can now work for joy instead of necessity. And usually you produce many times more productivity working for joy than working for necessity. Communication, learning those kind of skills, help transform people's lives. Now here's the last one on communication, learning to inspire. Helping people to see themselves better than they are. Yes, here's the person you are, making some mistakes, errors in judgment, but here's the person you can become. Fortunately for me, I met someone who was gifted in this. He knew how to inspire. He only went to the 9th grade in school, never finished high school, never went to college, never went to university. And he put things in very simple terms, but he had this gift of helping to inspire. So make this note now. Start with your family and your children. Ask for the gift to inspire them. Then your employees, then your colleagues, then those who work for you. These skills now, learning these multiple skills is going to ensure economic safety for the future. So to take advantage of Century 21, learning the skills, learn more than one skill. Here's number 2. It would be helpful to know more than one language. The world is getting smaller and smaller. When I was growing up, my father spoke German, but he never taught me. My mother spoke French. She was English, but she spoke French. She never taught me. I could have learned those 3 languages growing up. But back then, you know, our parents said, hey, leave all the old world languages behind, right? This is America now, just English, just English. But that's not true anymore. Some of my business colleagues who speak 3, 4 languages make $3, $4 million a year. Those languages are so helpful. So make this note. If you think the time has passed you by to learn the 2nd, 3rd language, give it as a gift to your children. Because it's going to be incredibly useful, multi-skilled, multilingual in the 21st century.